Hello, my Esperholics. So today is going to be the second part of my anime thoughts videos. So, since I covered already in part 1 what I liked about Naruto, this one will be more in-depth about the certain characters that I like, characters I don't like, and why I don't like them. I also am going to just talk about a bit more about the role of the characters and crap like that. So now, with that out of the way, I'm going to start. So I guess I'll start off with the main character, Naruto, who, like I said in my first video, I didn't really like. I found him to be very obnoxious and annoying, and just a very loud and hyper character, and people like that in real life tend to annoy me. So it annoys the crap out of me how that is also a cliche in shonen anime, having a super hyper happy main character. Anyway, Naruto, he does start off very silly, and he likes doing a lot of pranks and just messing with people in the beginning of the anime. But as the show progresses, Naruto starts to take being a ninja more seriously. And although he is still very silly in Naruto, he does start to mature. Nowhere near to the level of Shippuden, but he does start to become more serious, especially if you compare like Naruto at the beginning towards Naruto during the final valley. Totally different person. He takes his friendship with his comrades more seriously and not just treating them as silly people he can pull pranks on. And he starts to develop a friendship with Sasuke, seeing him as the brother he's never had. A lot of people tend to misinterpret this, whether they do it on purpose to be silly or just they honestly misinterpret it. But a lot of people on the internet say that they're gay, and they're not. The show constantly shoves in your face, especially in Shippuden over and over, that Naruto does not view Sasuke romantically. He views Sasuke as a brother. Remember, Naruto was an orphan. He has never had an actual family. So, he, as you know, part of Team 7, he essentially did grow up along with Sasuke to an extent. And even in the Ninja Academy, he would see Sasuke there. So they've always sort of been around each other. And, you know, it's in Shippuden that you learn even more about Naruto and Sasuke and their clans and crap like that, which I will cover in part 3. So basically, you know, Naruto sees Sasuke as his family, and he sees Team 7 as his family, and that's why Naruto tries so hard to prevent Sasuke from going to Orochimaru and crap like that during the end of the anime. So I definitely start to respect Naruto more as a character as the series progresses, and he starts to develop as a character as well. And moving on from that, I will then, I guess, cover Sasuke a bit. I did cover him a bit in the first video. I'm going to cover a little bit more in depth in this one and why I liked him. I am a very antisocial person. I don't like being around people. I prefer being alone, and so that's part of why I'm even doing this YouTube channel stuff, because I like being alone. I like being in my house and just being away from people. And I noticed, especially during part 1, especially during the Zabuza arc and Chunin, you know, exam arc in the Forest of Death, that Sasuke is like that too. When he's in the Ninja Academy, he, especially during, you know, lunchtime, he would try to avoid being around the other students and other characters and just go eat by himself and, you know, just sort of avoid everybody, because he doesn't like being around people. He doesn't like having to socialize. He doesn't like having to be around all these random ass students, especially when compared to him they are kind of inferior. Sasuke has, well, really good genes. The Uchiha clan, which is a very powerful clan, which is expanded upon even more in Shippuden. They are one of the strongest clans in the entire Leaf Village. So basically, if you're an Uchiha, you have an edge over almost every other clan in the Leaf Village, pretty much. especially with the Sharingan. So Sasuke, as a result, feels like, everybody else just kind of sucks compared to him. And he has nobody that can really challenge him in a real competition. And especially during part 1, he kind of has all the right to feel that way, because nobody was as good as him. Until he meets a guy named Rock Lee, which I'll talk about a bit later. Sasuke is kick-ass. I liked how back during the earlier episodes of Naruto, he, although was very, very serious and obviously going through some depression, he still had his funny moments. Like during the Zabuza arc, there's a segment where Team 7 has to go help out this family that lives in the Hidden Mist village. And Naruto and Sasuke have already established their rivalry, so they're trying to eat food and see who eats food the fastest to try to just out-eat the other person so they can get more energy and more health and stamina, whatever, than the other person. But Naruto and Sasuke eat so fast that then they both start puking, that they can't handle any more food, and I thought that was hilarious. That they're going so overboard with their rivalry that they essentially have hurt themselves. I thought that was funny. And another good example of Sasuke and his silliness was during the Bell training, where Kakashi's trying to teach the kids how to become a team and how to rely on each other, and not to fall for obvious traps, and just other essential things that a ninja should learn. And at one point, Sasuke is trying to get the bells, and he almost got one. Kakashi does a earth jutsu. It makes Sasuke get pulled all the way underground except for his head. So he looks like this decapitated head on the ground, and Sakura sees Sasuke as she starts screaming, and as she passes out, thinking that Sasuke is dead and his head is just there. And as Sasuke just, is there thinking, what's wrong with her? Now, I don't know if that was changed from the Japanese dub to the English dub, but, his face definitely said that too. What's wrong with her? And I thought that was hilarious. Or how, Sakura, even back then, had superior, stability with chakra. She would use the perfect amount of chakra for any jutsu. And as a result, she skipped out on the chakra training to climb up the trees. She didn't need to do that. Sasuke, on the other hand, and Naruto did. So as they do that, at one point, Sakura tells Naruto a little tip to help him, climb up the tree better. And then Sasuke asks him, what did she say to you? And then Naruto's like, oh, I'm not telling you. And then Sasuke just has this really, really shocked look on his face, and I love that. I love those little moments where Sasuke, he, kind of freaks out. He kind of, shows his more silly side, and that slowly starts to fade away as Sasuke starts to become mentally insane and addicted to his goal. So I definitely missed that part of Sasuke. I missed when, he was just an antisocial, depressed guy, not this psychotic dick that wants to kill his best friend and kill the Leaf Village, like the Shippuden. So moving on from Sasuke, I was talking about Sakura. Sakura, like I mentioned, has perfect chakra control, yet she sucks ass as a character. She gets left behind as a character. You would think that because of that, she would then have the fancy, over-the-top, chakra-based jutsus like Chidori or Rasengan, and she doesn't. So I find that to be really, really stupid and a very bad move on Masashi Kishimoto's part. I honestly feel like he just had no idea what to do with her at all. So Sakura just sucks ass in Naruto Part 1. I mean, no lie, she is so bad, especially during the beginning of the series, like the first 2 episodes. Especially during the Chunin exam when they're in the Forest of Death. There are moments where she is literally standing there doing nothing. In other words, there is no animation on this animated character. She is that bad. In a freaking animated TV show, she's doing nothing. I think there's even sometimes where she doesn't even blink. Like, she's just there. She's just a statue. It's freaking hilarious. Thankfully, though, Sakura does have a little breakthrough during the Force of Death, part of the Chunin exams, And sadly though, this is done all for nothing, which again makes me wonder what the hell was Masashi Kishimoto doing? Why did he bother writing this part in his manga? Why did they bother having this in the anime if in the end it built up to nothing? What I'm referring to is one of my all-time favorite parts of Naruto Part 1, where Sakura decides, screw this, I'm not going to let myself die, I'm not going to let the Sound Ninja kill me and my friends. And she actually, is captured by one of the Sound Ninja, who makes fun of her, saying, hey, if you spent less time on your hair and more on your jutsu training, then maybe you wouldn't be in this mess. And then she actually gets a kunai out and actually cuts her hair off, representing how she's going to stop obsessing over wanting to look pretty for Sasuke and actually be a ninja. And, she gets the crap beaten out of her. She starts doing all these little traps, throwing shuriken at the ninjas and setting up all these little traps to try to kill them and beat them up. And there's a part where she starts doing clones over and over to throw off the people so that they think they figured out her attack pattern, but they didn't. At one point, one of the ninja people, thinking that they figured out Sakura, throws a shuriken, thinking that it's just a clone and that's going to disappear. But instead, that was the real Sakura. She gets a shuriken in her stomach and then actually bites the guy and, trying to restrain him. So I thought this was a really badass moment for her. And in the end, it was all for nothing. After that moment, she just regresses again and does nothing. And becomes a background character, pretty much, and does nothing. I mean, thankfully she does, have some motivation now. She actually, at one point, says to Naruto, I'm going to go find Tsunade and train with her and, become a better ninja. But does she? No. Sakura had the potential to be one of the most badass female characters in Naruto, alongside the other ninja, and yet she sucks ass. Like, I'm gonna rip her apart in Shippuden. I'm gonna definitely talk about her in part 3. Hinata, if anything, takes more of a spotlight than Sakura, and she develops more than Sakura, and Hinata's not even a main character. That just shows you right there. Sakura freaking sucks as a main character. So moving on from her, I'm going to talk about Rock Lee, who I mentioned before. Rock Lee is actually a really cool character. Although I hate his personality and hate how over the top and weird he is, he definitely represents the more human side of the show. With all these crazy ass anime characters and their crazy ass over the top, larger than life, impossible abilities and impossible jutsus, Rock Lee is the only one who really has an ability that is real, that people can do in real life, taijutsu, because it's a martial art. It's not some fancy ass spirit chakra attack or whatever, or some weird ass hallucination illusion jutsu, aka genjutsu. It is a real martial art that anyone can do. The only thing is that, since again it's an anime, they're gonna obviously exaggerate Rock Lee's abilities and give him like super speed, making him like the Flash almost as an anime character. But other than that, he represents endurance, he represents perseverance, he represents pain, he represents a pain tolerance. Like he goes through a lot in the show, and he feels like crap because he's, as far as I know, he's like the only character in all of Naruto that can only do Chaijutsu and no other jutsu as a ninja. So, I do not like his personality, I don't like his voice, I don't like his character design. It creeps me out, especially his big, buggy looking eyes and freaking Beetle's haircut. I don't like him. But I do like what he represents, and I do like his fighting style. It's very entertaining to watch. Another character I want to talk about is definitely Hinata. She is an awesome character. She starts off kind of shy, doesn't really do anything in the series, but then when you get towards the Chunin exam, that's when she really kicks ass, and it's awesome. Which reminds me, Sakura again had another really kick-ass moment in that Chunin exam, and there was like a one-on-one fight between her and Ino, and it makes me honestly wish Sasuke was there, because Sasuke always views Sakura as inferior, and that she can't do crap, and that she sucks, and he's right. But in that fight, Sasuke could have seen Sakura actually not suck ass and actually beat up Ino. And even Kakashi, at least in the English dub, says something like Sasuke couldn't have done any better himself or something. Like, she was doing a really, really good job fighting. And one thing that I thought was a little weird though is, see, during that fight at one point, at least in the English dub, Sakura takes off her headband and says something like, "The moment I wear this on my head for real is the day I become a shinobi." And she actually then ties the headband on her forehead like the way you're supposed to wear a headband. So I thought, oh, this is it. Sakura's actually going to take being a ninja seriously, and to further represent that, she's going to wear the headband the appropriate way. This is awesome. This is cool. And then, again, what was that for? For nothing. Sakura sucks ass again. Does nothing. So it's like, oh god, Sakura, why? I might just make an entire video dedicated to her. Anyway, Ino sucks ass. Almost everyone sucks ass in the show. There's only like a few other like side characters that really stand out, like Kiba or Neji. And Kiba's awesome. He has a very aggressive fighting style with his dog, his ninja dog, and Neji is, you know, from the Kiba clan, but he's a dick and he tries to kill Hinata. I can't remember why, but anyway. And then we have Gaara, the psychopath, who, you know, tries to kill Rock Lee. So, you know, it was cool. It was cool seeing these characters. But some stand out more than others to me, especially the main characters, especially Gaara. I remember the death of the third Hokage being very intense as well and very, very sad. So yeah, Naruto was, in the first series, really cool. The fights were a lot more about, you know, actually hitting each other. And Naruto Shippuden, that's where they went really overboard with the fancy-ass, crazy spirit chakra jutsus and the genjutsu. That's when they went really overboard with that stuff. Naruto is more focused on the martial arts than the crazy-ass, over-the-top, not real, not possible jutsus. Which, you know, I don't mind, because, you know, I don't mind having them because, again, it's an anime. But, you know, still, I like how the original Naruto focused more on just fighting, and how almost every character had their chance to shine, whereas in Naruto Shippuden, it was the opposite. Naruto Shippuden is to Naruto what Dragon Ball Z is to Dragon Ball, where that's it. It's only the main characters. It's only the main characters that do something cool. It's only them who get a spotlight. And then in Naruto Shippuden, at least, when the other characters get a spotlight, it's filler, so it doesn't even count. Anyway, I think one more thing I want to cover real quick is one of my favorite moments of Naruto, when they brought up if ninjas are meant to be nothing more than tools to be used by others and weapons, like how Zabuza viewed Haku. I thought that was a really cool, you know, moment to really think about and stuff like that, because, you know, it makes you wonder, what's the point of being a ninja? Because a ninja is essentially an assassin, and they, I mean, I don't really know anything about ninjas, but I would assume that it's kind of like being a mercenary, where you're paid to go do your job and then that's it. So in that sense, you know, are they like tools? Sort of, because you are essentially just using that person, you know, to obtain your goal, and that's really it. So I thought that was a really neat, you know, kind of philosophical thing to bring up, and Naruto does that from time to time in part 1. Like, what does it mean to be a ninja, you know, and what does that mean to different people? Your nindo, I think that's what they called it, your ninja way, what motivates you to be a ninja, and how Naruto is just to be the Hokage. Sakura doesn't even freaking have a ninja way. What the hell is Sakura doing? Oh my god, it sucks. And then Hinata is, I think, to become a better ninja, and Naruto is her motivator. So the show is really cool. Everyone kind of bounces off of each other, except for Sakura. So anyway, my part 3 for Naruto will cover Naruto Shippuden and all that stuff. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!